I gotta tell you, you don't know who to trust anymore. That's a damn shame too. What's up, my people, and welcome back. Angel has fallen. Yes, as promised, I'm going to talk about this beautiful action masterpiece. Angel Has Fallen follows Secret Service agent Mike Banning, who's framed for the attempted assassination of the president, which forces him to evade his own agency and the FBI while he tries to uncover the real threat. I loved this film. I really did. Starting off with the positive, folks, the story. Oh my God, it was so much better than London Has Fallen. It was great, as what they always do in trilogies. When a film of this magnitude gets to a third of these series, it turns into a trilogy. That being said, it has to up the antidote. It has to make it more gripping, more tense, and I think this movie did it justice. Basically, you get the main character who has been like the shining example of trying to protect the president in the first two, and he just gets framed in this. And everybody thinks that he's a traitor, so he goes off trying to find out who the hell's causing this. He's just on the run, and it just added more darkness to it, and what also made it more character-driven as well. This one, I think, has really blown it out of the water. They get away from the whole terrorist taking over a city or a nation or a house. They get away from all that. And this is basically an inside job. Basically. And as for the characters, they're cool. And once again, my main man, Gerard Butler, returns as Mike Banning. In this, they give him some problems. They human him up a little more, which I don't mind. In a way, it kind of does add to the intensity of what this film was saying. He's in the middle of all this chaos, yet he has to take it slow on himself. And this just goes to show you, no matter how much of a badass you are, we are all human. There's no stopping time. There's no stopping the fact that we are still vulnerable, no matter how much of a badass you are, and badass is what Mike is. But still, there's always that other factor. You can't run away from your human side.
It is inevitable.
And I think that's another reason what made this film more tense. And like I said before, it upped the ante by adding certain things. I think when they do stuff like that, the film does its job. It just gave him a more realistic tone. Is if this was actually happening in real life, I can see something like that happening. Morgan Freeman returns as Alan Trumbull, only this time he plays the president, replacing Aaron Eckhart, which is not in this film, as the president in this. And he gave a pretty good performance. Granted, he wasn't in it that much. When he was, he shined. They added Nick Nolte in this, and I always liked him as an actor. I don't really see him that much in movies. Like, the first thing I've ever seen him in was 2003's Hulk. But I always thought he was a pretty cool actor. In this, he plays Clay Banning, Mike's father. You get Mike's father thrown into this too, which is even cooler. Nick Nolte's character served in the Vietnam War, and he became like crazy once he got back home. One of those conspiracy theorists, I guess you could say. And the chemistry between him and Mike was pretty funny. At first it was a little rocky, but I laughed quite a bit at their chemistry as the movie proceeded. The father-son relationship definitely worked for me. The look and feel was great. The cinematography and lighting. Lionsgate action films gives out this certain vibe that lets you know that you're watching a Lionsgate action film. It just has that certain look to it. It's hard to explain. Every single one of Lionsgate films, even Hellboy and like a couple of the Expendables movies, looked exactly like this. If you're watching a Lionsgate action film, it just has that certain look to it. I can't explain it any other way. All I can say is it was really cool. I like the way Lionsgate shoots their films. I think they're a really great company, and I hope they stay in business for years to come, because they bring out really good movies, and this is a prime example of that. The score was great. Of course, it was a little different. In the first two, you had that uplifting, slow instrumental tone to it. In this, because of the story and the way they upped the ante a little, they had to change it, but it was for the better, I would say. It definitely went along with the direction of the storyline, which was pretty cool. On to my next. Although the action was pretty cool, it just felt a little watered down compared to the first two. By the second act, I just felt like the pacing was a little off and the tone. It just didn't feel like they threw in enough action in the second act, which I guess for most people is fine. But for me, compared to the first two, I felt that the action in this was a little watered down. But I did not hate it. The first and last act, totally worth it. The action, it was mostly explosions everywhere. You've seen this in the trailer, so I'm not giving anything away. But the explosions, and you do get shoot 'em ups, but in the second act, it does take its time. But it's worth it, especially by the third act. It didn't take me away from the film, not by far. That's why I put it in the mix. I didn't hate it, I didn't love it either. It was still beautifully done, choreographed. My final thoughts, like I said, it's a great action film with plenty of explosions and ear-piercing experience. I'm giving Angel Has Fallen an A. What did you think of Angel Has Fallen? Leave me your comments down below and give me your thoughts. Thank you so much, guys, for watching this video. I really appreciate it. As always, like this video, subscribe to my channel, and get reputized by clicking that bell icon. Stay tuned for more videos and reviews coming soon to a computer screen or a cell phone near you. Peace the rip out.